You are watching All Things Real Estate and More with Ann-Riley Caldwell, with a brand new episode on Game Plan for Buyers.
I'm Allison, and this is
Ann-Riley Caldwell.
Yeah. So glad we're back together again.
I know, right?
Yeah. So we are going to talk today about buyers in real estate and why it's important to have a game plan so that you know not only what you're looking for in a house, but then how to go about securing that house so that you can grab the keys and walk on in one day.
That's right.
So get us started. Tell us, why is it important to have a game plan and how do you get started with it?
Yeah. So I just kind of want to do a quick overview of sort of the buyer process. And so because I love sports and because I think it's a good analogy, I talk about having a game plan for everybody. We've talked in some other podcasts a little bit about finding out the why behind what people want to do, both short term and long term, and then helping them put a plan in place to execute that. So one of the first things, you have to end up, or you actually have to start being a ready, able, and willing buyer. Okay. So, a lot of people think they're ready, but they're not quite ready. They're obviously willing because they're looking into it,
Sure.
But then being able is the thing that keeps a lot of people from being able to move forward right now. So as we've also discussed, even if you're 12 months or more out, it's never too early to start learning about the process, to start talking to people. I love to talk to people earlier rather than later, and also have them talk to a lender, not to get pre-approved super early because that's not going to help them, but just to find out where they are and what they need to be doing in order to make sure that they are ready, and also what not to do, because sometimes people do things that hurt them as well as don't do the things that could help them.
Right. So what's an example of something that would hurt you if you're getting ready to look for a home?
Buying a new car and having car payments.
Oh, yeah.
Buying the furniture for the home before you have the home.
Oh, no.
Opening up lots of credit cards.
Okay.
Things like that. Now, one or two credit cards. There's some people who have no credit score. I think you were that person.
Me. Once upon a time.
That's right. In which case, we need to know that so that a lender who knows what they're talking about can tell you the steps that you can take in order to actually have a credit score and get it up as high as possible and do that the right way. A lot of people obviously have too low of a credit score, either to get a loan or a loan that puts them in the position to be able to make a reasonable down payment, or to get into a program where there is no down payment, which is even better.
Right.
And so those are the things that we want to look at up front, because unless you're financially ready to move forward, then the other parts of your life, it doesn't really matter that your lease is up or whatever that looks like.
Right. You've got to have the finances to buy the home,
right,
or at least know the right person to talk to help you get the finances.
Correct.
Buy the right home.
Yeah. And there's different types of loan programs out there, and they all have different requirements. So you also just need to know what that's looking like and what's realistic to be able to get there within X period of time. And then once we know that, we can look at, are you in a lease and can you break it, and does it make sense to break it? There are some leases that have provisions. I just met a girl the other day and we talked about that, and her landlord apartment complex will actually let her leave if it's because she's buying something.
Nice.
So that's something to look at, because people just assume that they can't. For other people, they can get out by paying a flat fee or 1 or 2 months worth of rent. Mm-hmm. And because if interest rates are really low and you find a place that you really like, and you actually are probably, or at least potentially, going to have an even lower mortgage payment, for some people it makes sense to go ahead and break their lease early. So there's just different things we can look at to see if people are ready. I mean, whatever it looks like for my investments to make me more money in the next 12 months or something. If you don't have very specific steps and you don't have specific time frames, you're less likely to get there.
Yeah, and I think having, a picture of your goal hung up in your house.
Vision board.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's really helpful, because if you're trying to save money, but you really, really want to eat out for dinner or get coffee out, it's easier to just go do it if you don't have a picture of what you want and what you're saving towards right in front of you. Mm-hmm. And I mean, it's a human motivation trick, but I think it's very helpful.
Yeah.
I mean, to know what you want and see it every day, and remember, this is why I'm not spending that dollar over here. I'm putting it in the house savings jar.
We hope you enjoyed watching All Things Real Estate and More with Ann-Riley Caldwell. To learn more about Ann-Riley, or for your real estate needs, visit notyourordinaryagent.com or call 615-930-0313. Thanks for watching.